Right, welcome to our lesson today. What we're going to be doing today is to find exterior angles of polygons. We're going to be working out missing angles in a polygon. Now remember, a polygon is anything, any 2D shape that has got three sides or more. A triangle, for example, is a polygon. So if I draw a triangle in front of us, so that being a triangle, so if I just do that, like that. Okay, so if we just connect that. Okay, so that's a triangle. So this is basically a polygon that has got three sides in it. Now with a polygon like this, we normally have interior angle. Interior means inside, for example, that one there. Now, if I extend one of the lines, for example, this line here, slightly a bit outside, form a straight line, then on the outside, I'm going to end up with what we call exterior angle. Okay, so the exterior means the one that's outside. So this being the interior, and that's going to be the exterior. Now, let's pretend that this is probably 30 degrees, the interior. Then you can see that the exterior, making 180 with the interior, would mean that the exterior is going to be 150 degrees, okay, because it makes straight line. So this is the first exterior angle that we can talk about. The other one is going to be here. So if I call this one here, let's pretend this is probably 70 degrees. Then if I extend this line just slightly above like that, then I can end up with an exterior angle here. This to make a straight line. So if this is 70, then this is going to be 110. Okay, so this makes a straight line. Now the other one I can do would be here. Now with a triangle, if this is 30, that's 70, that's 100, then obviously this is going to be 80 degrees. Okay. Now if I extend this line here, if I extend that, then I'm ending up with again another straight line over here. Okay. Such that this is 80 and that's going to be 100. Because straight line, angles in a straight line will always make 180. So I've got 80 there and I've got 100 there. Now if I just focus on the angles outside, I've got this angle there, and I've got this angle there, and I've got that. You can see that if we add them up, so if I go 150, if I add to 110, and I add to 100 degrees, you can see that the answer is going to be 360. Okay, so that's going to be that one there. Now, this doesn't just work with triangles only. It also works with four-sided shapes, five-sided shape, anything that's a polygon. The angles outside would just basically be 360. If it's a regular shape, then the angles will be equal. But if it's regular, in other words, if the sides are different, then the angles will be different, but still add up to 360. Okay. So if I look at this particular pentagon here, this is a five-sided shape. You can see that the angles I'm talking about would be this one here, angle C, then I've got angle D, then I've got angle A there, I've got angle E, and I've got angle D. So you can see these ones are 5 because it's a pentagon. Now, if you add them out, you're going to get 360. So what you need to remember is that the sum of the exterior angles of any polygon will always be 360. It doesn't matter what that polygon is. Okay? Right. And this is what I've just basically explained. So what I want you to do is to have a go at, pause the video and have a go at this question here, which says that find the size of each of the exterior angles of a regular hexagon. This is a regular hexagon which has got 6 sides, and all they want you to do is to find what one of these angles on the outside is. So pause the video and try to find what one of these angles on the outside is here. Okay, hope you've tried that. Now, the first thing you need to realize is that we agreed that the angles on the outside, the exterior angles, if we add them up, no matter what the polygon is, they add up to 360. Okay? Now, when it says regular, it means that all those sides are equal. So these 6 sides are basically equal in length. And it means that these 6 angles will also be the same. So if I want to find what one is, all I need to do is to divide it by how many angles there are. And that becomes 60 degrees. So one of them would be 60 degrees. Now, another thing they can ask you based on this is that if one of the exterior is 60 degrees, what's going to be one of the interior? Obviously, that's going to be 120. And how do you get that? You do 180 take away 60, which makes 120. Because the two of these should make 180 on a straight line. Okay? Now, if one interior, so if one interior is equals to 120, then the sum of interior, so the sum of the ones that are inside, so the sum of the interior angles would be 120 times by how many there are. If you count them, I've got one there, I've got another one there, another one there, another one there, another one there, and another one there. So they're basically 6. So if you do that, you're going to end up with 720. So the angles on the outside all add up to 360, but the angle on the inside on this one add up to 720. Okay, so that's how to do that. Okay, what I want to do now, if you're going to pause the video now and try question 1, A, B, C. Pause the video and try question 1, A, B, and C. Okay, hope you've tried them. Question 1 says, find the size of each of the exterior angles of the following polygons. The first one is a regular octagon. Now, octagon means 8 sides. Okay? Right, they want us to find what one exterior angle is. So what I do here is that if I pretend that I'm drawing an octagon, octagon would have 8 sides. But what I could just do is to draw one of the sides. Okay, so just basically 3 sides. So the angle they want us to get is basically this here. Yeah, I can just extend that. Okay, so they want me to get this angle here. Let's call it angle X. Okay, just one of them. Now, I know that the angles on the outside add up to 360, and I know that we got 8 sides right here. Okay, now if you do 360 divided by 8, then the answer is going to be 45 degrees. So just do 360 divided by 8. In other words, you do 360 divided by the number of sides. Okay, so the formula is 360 divided by the number of sides. The number of sides, we normally call it letter N. Okay, the number of sides here in our case is 8. Okay, now that's going to be the same thing you're going to do for question B and for question C. So for question B, you're going to divide 360 by 9 because nona means 9. Divide by 9. And then for question C, you're going to do 360 divided by 7 because heptagon has got 7 sides. Okay, and the answers would be what you need. Okay, so for question 1, the answer is 45, B is 40, C is 51.5. Round it to a decimal place. So if you want to pause the video and just mark your work. So pause the video and mark your work. Okay, I hope you get that. So going back again to what we've been doing today, we've said carefully that the angles on the outside on any polygon will always add up to 360. If it's a regular polygon, it means that the angles will be equal. But if it is irregular, means that they will not be equal, but they still add up to 360 on the outside. And we looked at the triangle and we saw that the angles on the triangle on the outside would add up to 360 just as a pentagon or any other polygon. Okay? So that's what I wanted to take from. So that's going to be our end of our first video on this.